Intro in 14 seconds. Intro is in.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Tee It Up Grand Strand. I'm your host, Shan Claflin, and joined by two very handsome gentlemen this morning. We're going to talk about River Hills Golf and Country Club, and I want to welcome Mr. David Spoon from River Hills, Mr. Brian Thomas, right from iNet Golf. How you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Good.
Good. Well, okay, so the weather cannot be more perfect here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. River Hills is right up in Little River, and I love to tell people, don't ever be concerned with the city name attached to a golf course because it's usually 5 minutes away. So, David, how long have you been up at River Hills now?
It's 7 years I've been up at River Hills now.
Wow.
Has it been that long already?
It has been.
Wow.
I thought I was giving myself an extra year. It's been that long, but it's only 7 right now. So
Goodness. And so now, Brian, I know you've played the course a few times, and we've got listeners out there who both have and haven't played the course. What's one thing you would tell people when they're considering River Hills as one of their destinations?
Well, I've lived there since 2000. I have had quite a few opportunities to play the golf course, and I think Brian is the superintendent there.
Yes.
I like his name. He's got a good name. But
Is that B-R-Y or B-R-I?
He's probably an I like the other BI running around here at iNet.
He's
But yeah, the golf course is a very, very challenging golf course. They have several events out there with the local tour events, players that go out there and really enjoy the golf course. The conditions right now are the best I think they've ever been. I played it just a few days ago, and David and his crew have done a fantastic job at River Hills there in Little River.
Right. So, David, in your 7 years, you've seen some changes, I'm sure. What would you say is one of the key things that y'all have done out there to draw more players in?
Well, we're just trying to get our name out there right now because the product's been there. And it's a fantastic golf course. First time I played it was some 12 years ago when I was working at a different golf course that's not open anymore. Threw me for a loop. It was such a unique golf course with the undulation changes in it. It rolls along. And there's no two holes alike like each other on the golf course. So you're not going to go out there and feel like you played the same hole
Right.
over and over. You're going to have to do some thinking.
Right.
It's a shot maker's course, and it's a lot of fun. As I tell anybody, if you're going to play a good round, you might as well do it on a good, challenging golf course and not something that's just a pitch and putt.
Absolutely. And Brian, you said something that struck me when I went out and played, and I hadn't played it in many, many years. Went back out recently to play it. It's tucked away in a beautiful neighborhood. You would think of it more as a members course, like you said, kind of a hit, pitch and putt course, and it is not. It was challenging, but a lot of fun. And I think that some people hear that challenging word and they're like, maybe not for us. But it's a lot of fun, especially if you happen to be hitting it good, which I was that day on a rare occasion.
Well, there's courses that are a little bit open, fewer trees, and then you've got some courses that the trees have gotten really large and it's made it real too tight to play.
Right.
This one falls right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a challenge for your tour players, and yet the amateurs that can go out there and play from the correct tee boxes they're supposed to play from can enjoy themselves a great deal.
I've noticed that. We were out this weekend got to play 2 different courses, and a lot more people are teeing it forward. And, I saw a lot more smiles out there. So are you seeing that at River Hills?
We are. As a matter of fact, that's a change that we've recently done, and it's in the works of getting sloped and rated. But I just made another forward tee box.
Nice.
To help with this. I want the golf course to be enjoyable.
Right.
And I've noticed that some holes can play a little bit longer for those. As we get older, unfortunately, we lose a little bit of yards, and I'm noticing that myself.
Right.
So, yeah, we recently just put in new tee boxes, and we're gonna get them rated, and they'll be on the scorecard. So it's going to open it up to all levels of players, and I hope that everybody enjoys it. Right now, I've gotten a lot of good feedback on the new tees.
Well, that was the insert this month in the PGA magazine. I noticed they did a whole extra mini magazine, if you will, on a lot of courses, featuring a lot of courses that had added an extra tee box and are getting rave reviews after that initial. Wait a minute, what? But let me tell you, it's way more fun to shoot par and have a few birdies in there and not beat yourself up. I'm going to put you on the spot just a little bit. Do you have a favorite hole out at River Hills?
Like I said, they're all unique, and I often refer to number 7, which is a hole that you see when you first come into the club, come to the golf course.
Right.
And it's a good example of the golf course that Tom Jackson designed. It's kind of a risk-reward golf course. You know, it leaves you the opportunity to play conservative. You can play aggressive. The more aggressive you want to get, the more it can bite you in the tail.
Now, number 7, is that par 4 or par 5?
Par 5. It's par 5, and it leaves you the opportunity to lay back to a nice wide area at the 150. Or if you want to try to take it up towards the green or on the green, well, then you bring in the water and the sand, and it necks up there, and it's it's been a favorite golf course I would say, and I don't mean to speak for some of these people that are on the tour nowadays.
Right.
But when they were growing up and learning to play professional golf,
right,
they all enjoyed this golf course.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So,
Brian, you were going to say something. I think I interrupted you.
Well, yeah, number 17 is another wonderful par 5.
Is that what you raised your hand for?
I did, because now that I'm excited that the PGA golf professional David Spoon,
right,
I've been talking to him about letting me play up a tee box with him because we get an opportunity to play golf quite a bit. I think it might have been my idea to create a new tee box for me, in front of the senior tees, because I'm 51, so I get to play senior tees now.
Well, that you're not supposed to call them that anymore. You're just supposed to call them by the color. Let's get with the program, Brian.
But all joking aside, 17 is my favorite hole on the golf course. I mean, that's a risk-reward hole. Depends on what tee box you're playing at. You can cut over some trees and over the little creek that runs down the left side.
Par 4 or 5?
It's a par 5.
Okay.
And it's tricky for the long ball hitters that if they don't play the right tee box, they can get in the creek, that's at the 150-yard marker. But you can get, if you hit a nice shot there for even us amateurs, you can get up there close to 160 out from the par 5. So
nice
hole.
Let me ask you, are these new tees by any chance Tar Heel blue?
I hope so.
Not yet, but actually, to be
Like
quite
a
honest
shirt.
with you, I'm going to go out of my way to make sure that they're not the standard kind of colors where people have a stigma about, blue's the back tees or black's the back tee. I may make it magenta.
Right, or teal I hear is a popular color now.
And that was one of my thoughts. I was thinking about using local colleges within the Carolinas, so teal would work very well for Coastal.
Yeah. Or magenta, little red garnet
No,
going
Coastal.
on. Yeah,
Coastal.
We could throw some garnet in there.
My daughter's going there this year.
That's right. Also, we've been watching, I know, folks, if you're listening to this interview, and it is not July of 2015, bear with us for a minute, but the Open is on right now, and we've been watching Coastal grad Dustin Johnson play. Had such a great 2 days. A little bit tough to watch him these last 2 days. What are y'all's thoughts on his play this weekend?
Dustin's, major championships are major championships. They're learning, and he's going to win one at some point. He keeps putting himself in that position. You're bound to win. Right. It's right now, it's kind of tough. I think he changed his game plan on the third day out there, and I think he played a little more conservative from what I saw of it. And, his game is being aggressive. Right. And I saw the shot that he hit earlier today that looked like it went off into the gorse. Yeah. And it looked like he was trying to be aggressive again today, but I think he's got a little mixed up in his mind right now if he needs to be aggressive or conservative.
Right, Brian?
And I've got a couple of favorite players out there on the tour right now. Dustin is certainly one of those. Right. And I tweeted out yesterday, was pulling for him to play well. Jordan Spieth, I was almost late for our interview here because I couldn't get away from the TV, and when I walked in, all the guys who were here doing the live coverage, and got to see the part I missed for a few minutes. But pulling for Spieth right now to pull it out, and I'm always going to be a Dustin Johnson fan from our local college.
That would be rather unique to see. What's it, 67 years since Hogan did the feat of the first 3 majors. So, and it would be rather neat to see that happen.
How about the young kids coming up in it?
Well, they have
amateurs.
no fear.
Oh, my goodness.
I think the amateur with the highest score right now is still 2 under, so that's awesome. Now, you mentioned some of the pros who played at River Hills. Anybody's name you want to throw out there?
Oh, I mean, you keep seeing Kevin Kisner's name up there right now, and Kevin played there. Ted Potter, Matt Every, there's a lot of names that I could pull up, but
Right.
They all went through a certain tour, which
Right.
and on their way going through the
Right.
web.com or into the
Absolutely.
PGA Tour, and they all enjoyed it, and they all learned a lot from that experience.
Right. Well, I tell you, we've done some interviews with what was the former Hooters Tour and then became the NGA Tour. Now I've gotten away from it a little bit, so I know they're still out there doing the
Swingthought.com.
swingthought.com tour. And those guys do a great job. And one of the things they used to tell me was, number one, these guys have to, progress. And so learn not only how to play these tournaments and win, then move to the web.com and then move to the PGA. But it was such a great thing having them here in our backyard and getting to see them, because now we have stories like this. And I think it's great to see their success, and nice to have folks we got a chance to see play when they weren't quite as famous.
It really
That's
is. Obviously, I used to work for them for a couple years as a
Okay.
rules official out
Yeah.
there, so I got to know a lot of the guys out there.
Oh, so you were
and
the fun one, right? The rules official?
yeah, I was the one that they kind of looked at sometimes going, can I get a better drop than that?
No.
No, unfortunately. But no, you got to watch these guys grow up and progress, and what you really see from them, they all have a lot of talent. It's just learning how to travel from place to place and get comfortable with your surroundings, and you see them just blossom.
Right.
And it's like seeing Kevin this year. It's awesome to
All right.
see him up there.
Good. And I agree. Let's get back a little bit to the course. I want to end with just letting people know what the best way is to make a tee time at River Hills, or get more information about it. Let's share some of that information.
You can go onto the website at riverhillsgolf.com.
Good.
That's a very good way to book a tee time. Otherwise, you can call us up either on an 800 number or locally when you're in town.
What's that number, Dave?
Locally is 843-399-2100.
See, he gave you the side look. I wasn't going to ask him that and put him on the spot again, just in case. We never call
I was testing
ourselves,
him,
right?
I was
We
testing
don't.
him.
In the age
Testing
of
the pro.
in the age of
And
cell
the GM.
phones.
I know. Just click. And you can just do that, right? Just
Yes,
ask
you can.
Siri, River Hills Golf and Country Club, Little River, South Carolina. She'll direct you there again. That's riverhillsgolf.com.
riverhillsgolf.com.
riverhillsgolf.com. All right. So for someone who lives there, any parting thoughts? What have we not told folks about River Hills they have to go?
Easy to find, located right there on Highway 17 in the middle of Little River. During the bike weeks and things, it's not so congested. You can get in and out fairly easy, and it's nice and peaceful back there.
It
The
is
staff's
beautiful.
very friendly. The homeowners around the property are very friendly. He's got some great members over there. One of them has come on to help us a little bit at
Yes.
INET, which with Tiger. And but yeah, it's just a great golf course, fun golf course. I highly recommend it. So next round, give them a call and see if you can't get over there and play.
Holds a special place in my heart. My wedding reception was held there, upstairs at the clubhouse. So,
Well, I've had graduations there and
Yes.
16th birthday parties for my kids. I mean, everything. So Dave's very accommodating when you call him. and
so if you need
something. So
events, or if you guys have a big group and want to have a dinner or something there, just look David up and he'll help you out. David, thank you so much for coming on the show.
No, thank you so much for having me. It's been very nice to be able to get River Hills' name out there a little bit more.
Well, luckily we'll be doing this again a lot.
I look forward to it.
All right. Brian, thanks for joining us again.
thanks for having
Appreciate
me,
it.
both of you.
This edition of Tee It Up Grand Strand has been produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, be sure to check out the featured golf course pages, including our newest one for River Hills Golf and Country Club, where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and so much more. If you need help with your next golf vacation, call Dave at 844-464-6531. All of our programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand, so to catch up on a show you might have missed, click on the TGD Radio and TGD TV tabs at the menu at thegolfdirector.com. We're now available on over 1 billion devices through iTunes, Audio Realm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, and on the Myrtle Beach Golf app. So download that today. If you want to find us, you can. This is your host, Shan Coughlin, on behalf of my special guest today, Mr. David Spoon from River Hills, Brian Thomas from right here at INET, and Jeff behind the glass producing us. We thank you for tuning in. There's much more TGD golf news and information coming up next, so don't go anywhere.